Hey everyone, this is WiNGSPANTT, the fourth best commentator on YouTube. And not only am I the fourth best commentator on YouTube, I am now officially the 89th best player on Assassin's Creed leaderboards on Xbox 360. Now I know people are going to say, well, you're not necessarily the 89th best Wingspan. There's plenty of people who are better who just don't play a lot of ranked matches, or there's people who are better than you, don't get as much games in. But there's also people who are better than me who just got lucky and won against a lot of Christmas noobs or something like that, or they boosted with their friends. So I feel it all evens out. Now, since achieving this rank, which I guess is technically legendary grade or something like that, it's definitely rough. Like, you can't lose matches. Like, if you come in second place, maybe you'll get like 0 points or -1 or 2 points to your Abstergo grade. But if you lose a single match to someone who's like not in a relatively high ranking already, you are going to suffer. You're going to lose lots of points. It's been a very slow, tough climb, but I'm very glad to make it here. It's one of my personal goals for myself for this game to make it up to legendary grade, so I'm really happy to finally do it. This is a really interesting match, by the way, in Deathmatch, because I use a lot of techniques I don't normally use, including Glimmer here, and some other stuff that I learned from I should have realized that guy right there is my pursuer. But I didn't realize at the time. And this guy's also my pursuer. The other thing I want to say in this video today, by the way, is that I know in the past I had mentioned for a long time, like, I'm going to make this ebook, I'm working on this multiplayer strategy guide for Assassin's Creed 4, and blah blah blah, this book is legit, I've written 10,000, 12,000 words on it. And for a long time I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this book, I'm going to sell it, if I'm going to sell it, how much am I going to sell it for? Like, there's all kinds of things about it where I just didn't know what the hell I was going to do. So ultimately, I just decided that, like, especially with all the whole YouTube content ID thing, I was getting a little, like, I don't know, I was just feeling like, not like myself, like I didn't feel like, oh, and I missed every opportunity for like Acros here, by the way, and I just got fucking shot by a poison dart. Anyway, my point was, so what I'm glad to announce is that I'm going to be releasing the ebook on top2tactics.com chapter by chapter. It's kind of like my New Year's resolution myself, like I was going to release this book, have it free to the public. I want the community to have this. I want to raise, the level. I want to get out there. I want discussions to happen. I want people's feedback. So I'm going to be releasing it, the first 3 chapters, or possibly 4 or 5 chapters by the time that you see this video, have already been released on top2tactics.com. There's going to be a new chapter every day, and so far I have stuff about how to identify your targets. Next will come up how to approach your targets, how to actually kill your targets, and then essentially the second half, which is going to be like, chapters 5 through 10 and things like that, is going to be more about like defensive strategies, and then overall strategies for the entire game. So I'm really excited about this. I really have spent dozens of hours, and total like hundreds of hours if you include all the research I did, watching other people's videos, watching my own videos, watching my own replays, taking notes to write this. And it's all a lot about the strategies that I use. So if you're relatively new, or if you're just a player who thinks like, oh, Wingspan is better than me, I highly encourage you to go to top2tactics.com, check out my guide. Learn a lot about how I play the game, how I think about it, how I've seen other people play, and what you can do to get better at the game. And I'm going to put a link in the, I'm going to have like a table of contents article, and I'm going to put a link of that in the video. But you can find it in the Assassin's Creed section of the website if you can't find it. I don't know why this guy didn't see me coming. I'm like on the roof, I'm rolling right at him, and you see him in 5th position. But 7 minutes left on the clock. Not particularly dangerous. I usually throw on disguise, by the way, right before I go around the corner. It sounds like someone has an animus hack. Probably a minor hack. Now, the one thing I want to use Glimmer in this match for was because I was using Bodyguard, and I find that most of these players in this match were, oh, I see. So does my target, Lara Croft Twins, have Animus Hack enabled? So I'm pretty sure that she has Animus Hack, so I kill her. There she goes, no Animus Hack for her, because there was 2 Animus. If there's just one, it's like, oh, someone's got Minor Hack. But now I know to watch out for Lara Croft Twins has Animus Hack. And it's funny, I didn't even hear warning Animus Hack. This is Punkachump, by the way, and he is a very good player. He's been in a lot of previous tournaments. So I decided to just use Disruption on him and just kind of fuck him up a little bit, and to make it so that he can't pay attention. So whatever he is going to do next in the game, it's going to get ruined. And here I come around the corner. I am fairly confident that my killer is not like immediately right next to me. But I'm like, I think I can get a good kill here for 450 points. But I was absolutely wrong. That was a civilian, which I should have realized at the last second. Decided to run up here and run for my life. I could have gotten a stun on my pursuer too, but I messed that up also. And there you go. I don't know why the hell she walked over to me. She must have knew it was me by that point, but I guess not. The good thing though, even though I'm in 5th place, I have 1350 points. The top person only has like 22,000 points or so, so they're gonna have no clue. Now I could get a good kill here, And I was originally planning to do that, but then I realized that that's going to be a little hard, so I decided to come over and stun my only pursuer, and then turn around and Rainman thinks that I don't see him. He is coming. It is going to be contested by moving up to third place, now just like 700 or 800 points behind first. What I was saying before is that good players know how to counter bodyguard. Like I feel like low to mid level players feel like bodyguards are very overpowered, and it's very powerful, but it's, you know, when you know how to counter it, you simply, it's not as scary. So I think a lot of players are just basically like, they knew how to get around my bodyguard. I decided to try Glimmer because I feel like people are not prepared for Glimmer. No one expects Glimmer. And here, Punkachump, I'm just trying to walk away for a second and pretend I'm not his pursuer. Part of the reason why I also threw that disruption on him is because I thought if I waited like another millisecond, he would know that I was his pursuer. So I wanted to use disruption, pull him out of it, make him panic. Because when people get hit by disruption, all they're focusing on typically is to get away or possibly go for a contested stun. And they stop thinking about things critically, like where are my pursuers, how many pursuers do I have. They have no heads-up display, so they lose that kind of information too. We see here I got one in the hay bale, Lady Black. My Glimmer is about to be back though, so I could possibly Glimmer over and get a stun, which is what I'm going to go for. And I figured the hay bale here, if I can just move real closely, and it's important when you're using this stuff to count the seconds in your head. And I'm like, oh, Lady Black here is not aware. I wonder if she's going to try to come kill me through the hay bale. I throw a disruption on her, hoping that she does not already have a lock on me, because disruption does not make you lose your lock. But Punkachump there, taking something out of my own book. And you saw he was purposely ramming me with the high profile shoulder ram. That's high profile plus the offhand button, which is B on the Xbox 360, to ruin me. Because I've been fucking with him with disruption, and he knows that I am a major threat to him winning. So he was messing with me. And you know, this is something a lot of players like just never do. And you're gonna see here, I actually just stand completely still. I stand still, not in the blend group, and Punkachump's trying to figure out who I am. I think if I walked towards him or walked in any other direction, he would know there was me. But I think most people, especially, you know, this is what I love about Assassin's Creed, other than fucking flying huntsmen coming out of nowhere, is that there's like this big metagame, right? So one of the first things you want to do when you're new is you want to pretend that you're an NPC when you're in groups, because when you pretend you're an NPC, then mid-level players will not be able to find you a group. Then good players will start doing things like they'll start noticing where you are in the group, or whether or not you're using soft, you know, push through the group, or they'll notice like they'll use line of sight. So then you have to start using other tricks to beat good players. Like you have to do things that a good player would never do, so they're not expecting it. Here, I should have moved in a little sooner. I missed the my hit-in bonus there because I waited too long. Punkachump here. I thought that he was my pursuer, but then I'm like, no, this girl's my pursuer. One of these guys is my pursuer. And here, I really should have gotten it that she was my pursuer, and I could have stunned her, but then that would have given Punkachump more points. So I don't know if it's worth it for me to get more points or for him to lose points. I don't know. I don't know. And that's the other thing, especially in free-for-all, which is obviously the mode that I prefer. It is so hard to make those kind of calls. Sometimes you got to do things so you get more points. Sometimes you got to do things so your opponents get fewer points. Like someone was on Rain and Stormwake's one of his videos, someone was complaining like, oh, it sucks in Deathmatch 1, and sometimes I stun my pursuer, and then someone who's in third place kills that guy and gets a lot of points, and it's not fair because I'm being penalized for doing something good, which is stunning my pursuer. But the thing is, you have to think outside the box. When you're playing free-for-all when you're playing Deathmatch or Wanted, it's not you versus your target and pursuers. It's still you versus everyone in the match. And if you want to win, you have to have a strategy for how you're going to beat every player, not just the players who are your immediate contract system, you know, the people that the contract is assigning to you and vice versa. So I think that's the mistake most people make, is that they do not have a plan to beat everyone in the match. They only have a plan to beat the people that they feel like they're assigned to beat. And that's wrong. If you want to win, you have to fuck with other players. You have to think about who the neutral players are. You have to look at the scoreboard and see like, okay, there's 3 people ahead of me. How am I going to ruin their score while scoring better than them? So it's not just scoring well. It's also about ruining the scores of the other players. And that's what separates, I think, the people who are just technically good, okay, people who are good at this game, and the people who are like literally at the top of the leaderboard, like the top 200 people. Because when I play against people like this whole disrupting, like the second place thing, this is something I learned from that Nova Mage Star, whatever the hell his name is, guy. That's something I learned from him, and that's something that like I definitely hadn't spent enough time thinking about it. Punkachump, your day has come! 700 points, taking first place with a minute left on the clock. And he actually sent me a message after that kill, like, Glimmer, what the fuck, where did you come from? Because no one uses Glimmer, and that's part of what like the meta game evolves. Like, because no one really uses Glimmer in Deathmatch, you start, like, you don't look out for Glimmer. And you start thinking, like, oh, well, and I thought this person might be my pursuer, but I was absolutely wrong. Rain Man here. Thought I could get 450-point kill, and I did. And I maintain the lead with 4650. I bet everyone thought I was going to lose this match, right? Like, Wingspan's in 6th or 7th place, never going to win. You got to be patient. You got to be cruel to be kind. You got to pay attention. You have to disrupt people. You got to find ways to ruin their shit. And here I'm just like, I'm going to throw a disruption on Punkachump. And now I know he's pretty much not a threat to me. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. As long as a high-scoring player doesn't get the kill on me, I don't care. Because as long as one of those people like Spenso Frog or Punkachump didn't get the kill on me, because I know, by the way, as long as Punkachump couldn't kill me, he couldn't really get more points. Same for Spenso Frog. And as long as I can stay alive, I still have the lead. And here's a lot of shit going on. I think I managed to get one last kill, pull myself up to 48-75, and that is it. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can see that I wasn't all smoke and mirrors and bluster. I'm not just uploading just first place matches. I really do win most of my matches. That's how I got to be in the top 100 players. It's not bragging. I just want you to have some confidence that the strategies I'm telling you are not complete bullshit. If you want to learn more, I encourage you, go to toptiertactics.com. Check out my Assassin's Creed multiplayer strategy guide. It's going to be the full guide. You can have new chapters coming out every day. Up your game. Comment on the articles. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm wrong, if you think there's something in there I left out, let me know. But hey, I'm WiNGSPANTT from TopTierTactics.com. I hope you enjoyed all this. I hope you'll come to the website. Until all that happens, cheers.